What's up, everybody? Rada here, and today we are going to be unboxing my newest member to the Glock family. Now, if you watch my last video, you remember that this would not be my first Glock, and I unboxed a Gen 5 Model 22 in .40 caliber. This time I decided to go big or go home, and I'm sure you noticed by the title of the video that we're looking at a Model 20 Gen 4 chambered in 10 millimeter. We're going to do a little unboxing here, so let's get right into it. Typical Glock box. Here's the one for my 40. I can't find the one for my Gen 3 Model 17. I must have got rid of it or packed it away or something, but here's my Gen 40 case. It's exactly the same. So there's nothing really new there. The label is different. Sorry for bumping the camera. The label tells me G20, model, generation, and then how many mags. So we have a G20 in 10 millimeter, 4th gen, and 315 round mags. This will be my biggest Glock for sure. This will actually be my biggest handgun that I currently own, so I'm pretty excited. So let's quit jabbering about it, and we'll see if we can't get into it a little sooner. This one is also, by the way, was inspired courtesy of my dad. He has a Gen 3 slim frame Model 20, and I decided to go with the Gen 4 because I am a left-handed shooter, and although it doesn't have the here. So here's my Model 22 Gen 5, and it has the slide release on each side, and it does have the changeable mag release. The Gen 4 here should have a changeable mag release, but it will not have that fancy schmancy slide lock for left-handers like me. So anyway, yep, I brought this out just so we could compare, since they're both roughly the same size projectile as a .40 cal. So anyway, we'll set the 40 aside for now, and we will get into the 10 millimeter. So just to drive some people who watch my videos a little crazy, we're gonna go through everything first, just like in my last Glock video, and then we'll get to the pistol, because I like to savor things. So starting right off the top, we have our child safety lock, which yeah, I don't use these. And we have the 3 Gen 4 mags for 10 millimeter, 15 rounds each. That's a lot of 10 millimeter. So yeah, that's pretty standard for a new Glock. We have the mag loader, which again, I don't use these, but I don't have any problems with people who do. There are better ones out. Even this one feels a little bit more. I think this. Oh no. They're the same. They are the same. I thought maybe they were a little different, but they're not. They are the same. Oh, well, no, they are just ever so slightly different. The 10 millimeter is a little higher than the .40 cal, but, or has maybe not a little higher, a little longer maybe is the word I'm looking for. But anyways, so it's one of these standard Glock mag loaders, which again, if you like these, great. I don't use them, but I know some people do. I know getting to load these mags can be kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. And I do know that there are better ones out there too, so if you are interested in mag loaders, I would suggest Googling, looking for some of the better ones. So there's that. Let's see, we have our bore brush and cleaning rod, which again, I never understood nylon brushes, but again, perhaps somebody watching can educate me in the comment section about why we use nylon brushes, because I sure don't know. Okay, and this one comes with two backstraps. One, well, it appears they both have a beaver tail. I'm guessing one is just thicker than the other. With this gun, it might actually be better for me. I initially, with my 22, I tried with the beaver tail, but I found I didn't really like it. But that's because I can handle the recoil on here pretty well. With this guy, I might be more inclined to put a beaver tail on just to help mitigate some of that recoil from the 10 mil. But yeah, so anyway, it's pretty standard. New pin. Or actually, no, I guess it will use the same pin. Oh, no, there is another pin in there. So there's a new pin, a pin tool or a push tool, and two different straps. I'm guessing these are different thicknesses. Okay, and then everybody's favorite, important information. Yeah, so another packet. I would assume that this is probably very much the same as ones for my other Glocks, so we'll set that aside. I doubt we'll look at it since I've already looked at it many times. That's what I paid for the guy. Or no, I didn't. I paid $5.99. This must be from Glock. Yeah, I only paid $5.99 for this guy, so I feel that was pretty good. It's brand new, so it's not a used firearm. And we'll just go ahead and take this off. We'll set that aside, and we'll just go ahead and get this box out of the way for now. Okay, and so here we go. This is the new 10 millimeter that I have, and I'm sure most of you know, but just in case you don't, here's a difference between a 10 millimeter and a 40 cal. As you can see, they use virtually the same size projectile. These are both 180 grain flat nose FMJs. But the difference with the 10 millimeter is it has a slightly taller jacket, or excuse me, a slightly taller casing. So there's a little bit more powder in there. And it also uses a large pistol primer, which the 40, as you can see, uses a small one. But like I say, whoops, they are the same diameter. I've heard people can fire 40 calibers through a 10 millimeter, but I already have a 40 caliber, so I don't really see the desire to do that. I've also heard that with some guns it can be dangerous, and that Glock is one of the few that you can actually get away with it. But that's a discussion for another day. So my first impressions are, feels pretty good in the hand, and I remembered that I didn't really like these finger grips, but just my initial grab, it feels a lot better than the last time I touched it. Of course, we got our standard Glock sights, the dot in the bucket. Anybody who's owned a Glock or shot a Glock enough times is probably pretty familiar with those. We have a reversible mag release. One thing I don't like, and this is just from looking at it right away, is that unlike the Gen 5s, there's a slight flare to the Magwell on the Gen 5s, and there isn't on the Gen 4. So that's kind of unfortunate. Of course, I could probably get a Magwell for that, and that would be fine, but that was one of the improvements that I think they made going from Gen 4 to 5. So although it has only, as far as I know, been fired in the plant, we're just going to check and make sure the chamber is clear, there's no mag in it. And ooh, that's a rough trigger. But we kind of know that about Glocks. They're a little spongy, aren't they? Yeah, they're a little spongy, but you know, you can always get different triggers for these things. They're pretty much everywhere. So one of the things I notice, obviously right off the back, is the profile is a little different. With the Gen 5s, you have those nice front serrations here, which I've really kind of come to like, and it has more of a beveled front edge. on the slide, whereas this has that more traditional box Glock look, which I'm not at all opposed to. I like the way Glocks look. I dig their profile, and I like how they look. But one thing I did notice is that the slides are about the same width. And I know that they're thinner on a 17. But the slides on the 22 and the 20 are about the same width. And I would imagine that has to do with the fact that the projectile is the same diameter. Yeah, that's my guess for why they do that. So what else can I say about this for first impressions? Well, it has the standard, round in the chamber, so you know if there's one there. It has the safety trigger. That's pretty synonymous with Glocks. It doesn't have that, I forget what it's called, but the coating that they put on these Gen 5s, you can see it's like black, whereas this it's like almost like a lustrous black, whereas this this Model 20 is more of a flat black. It just feels beefier too, like just everything in it just feels like it's a lot more. Let's grab one of these mags and let's just see if the mag falls clear. I'm guessing they will. I've never had an issue with Glock mags falling free, so if this one doesn't, it would be a first. So we'll just go ahead and we'll pop that in there, and she pops out. It falls right out. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so yeah, we will be switching that around, but like I say, the one thing that I really just don't like about Gen 4s is they don't give me that ambidextrous slide release like the Gen 5 does, which is too bad, because I can tell you right now that's going to probably be the only thing I don't like about this 10mm. And knowing my luck, because I bought this today, next week Glock is going to announce their Gen 5 version of the Model 20, because that's just how things go for me. So let's go ahead and field strip this baby. Maybe, if I can do it. There we go. Okay. You know what? Here's we'll do a comparison strip down here. Okay, let's look at the frames first. So this is the Gen 4, obviously. This is the Gen 5. You can see that they're pretty much the same. Like I say, the only real difference that I note is the lack of a release. And I suppose there's some slight differences in the trigger mechanism and things like that, but for the most part it all looks pretty much the same. Now I'm guessing the real changes are going to come when we get to the slide. So we do have the dual spring here, but I'm guessing this spring is going to be a little rowdier. Yeah, that's a pretty rowdy spring. That wasn't too bad. No, it comes out okay. Boy, it sure looks like there's a lot of wear there. Anyway, pop this guy out. We'll take a look. Barrel's brand new. You can still see all the factory oil on it. The lugs on the barrel are a little different. Let's get the lugs out of my 20 here. Take a look. Or get the barrel out and look at the lug on my 20. I don't know. I guess I'm wrong again. Those lugs do look pretty much the same. I didn't know that one of them was mooned out like that. So the barrel construction, barrel design has not really changed. You can see my 40, which I fired a couple weeks ago, has not been cleaned. Shame on me. Anyways. So yeah, the barrels are pretty much the same. Although I believe the 10mm here is just a bit longer. Yeah. So it's just a bit longer for the 10mm. But I would imagine that everything else is pretty much the same. Yeah, so inside the striker assembly does appear to be mostly the same. There might be some slight little differences there, but nothing I think that's really a big change. You know, well, no, those are pretty much the same. I really need to clean the 40. Anyways, all right, so let's get this 40 cal out of the way. I can't see any of the factory grease. Normally, when you buy a new Glock, there's all kinds of what looks like almost orange or a copper colored grease. There does not appear to be any on here. Oh wait, no, I think I see a little smudge of it. Yep, I sure do. Okay, so it's there. This just looks like there's wear on it already, which is kind of strange. I don't know if that's normal to have wear on there right away. Maybe somebody in the comments can let me know. But yeah, if you look, there's a little bit of wear. And I don't quite get that. Anyways, okay, so assembly, like every other Glock, is pretty straightforward. You just slide the barrel in till it locks in place. Line up your spring. Get the spring underneath the lug. Like so. Take your frame, although, you know what, here, well, no, I'll do it later. I was gonna swap the mag release, but we'll do that later. And then we just gotta get it on there even, Rada. Come on, huh? Why am I struggling with this? I'm struggle bussing big time. There we go. Yeah. So already I like it. I mean, I've already shot one, so I already know that I like the pistol. And, you know, I wanted something big, so I went with the 10 mil. I'm sure some of you are out there saying, why didn't you get a 454 Casull revolver? Well, maybe someday. But today we're going with a 10 mil. Yeah, I don't know. There's not much else to say, I suppose. It's a very typical Glock, you know. It's, you know, one of the things that's neat about Glock is once you kind of learn how to manipulate and use one of them, you kind of know how to manipulate and use all of them. That's kind of one of the geniuses behind Glock handguns, if you ask me. Is that not only do they look the same, but they function the same over all their calibers, and they all have that same dependability and reliability that we all know for Glock. So yeah, so side by side, pretty neat. I could bring my 17 out, but that just looks way too weird next to all these. And I just figured it would kind of be a weird comparison considering the difference of the bullet size. But, you know, these, like I say, these two bullets are the same size bullet, but the round altogether, the 10 millimeter, just has more power and a little bit more oomph. So yeah. So anyway, this is going to be a shorter video than I thought, but that's okay too. I'm excited to get this out to the range and give it put a few hundred rounds through it. It's snowing right now. It's mid-April and it's snowing outside in Wisconsin, so I don't think it will be anytime soon, although part of me just wants to say screw it and go out anyways because it's not terribly cold, which I may yet do. Yeah, so I would say, you know, if if you're looking, and you know, I was looking at other 10 millimeters. I looked at a Rock Island 10 millimeter in a 1911 format. And, you know, those are neat and everything, but all I kept hearing about them was, you know, one of the nice things about the Glock is the felt recoil is a lot less, you know, due to the polymer. And on top of that, you get 15 bangs per mag. And the 1911s only do single stacks, and I think you can only get 7 or 8 in a 1911. So that was ultimately what made me go towards Glock. I mean, I'm kind of a Glock guy anyway, so if there's a caliber, a new caliber that I want to get, chances are it will be a Glock if they make one available, with maybe the exception of a 45. I don't know, there's a daily carry Springfield, the Springfield XDS Mod 2.0 I've been looking at to switch for a daily carry. But that's a video for another time. This I just wanted to do a relatively quick unboxing video showing you the newest member to my Glock family, and to anybody who's looking at purchasing a 10 millimeter. You know, I haven't shot this particular one yet, but you really can't go wrong with Glocks. And that's about all I have for today. If you have any questions or comments or anything you think I got wrong or I need to know, please leave them down in the comments and let me know. I try to read and respond to everybody that leaves me a message. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and hopefully this didn't take too long for some of you who don't like my style, which is fine. And until next time, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you later.